From a 500-foot smokestack demolition that threads the needle between two buildings, and a tugboat in Canada that was nearly crushed by a barge full of stones, to a wild windstorm that had these Chinese window washers clinging on for dear life, and a massive avalanche that came way too close to these Chilean hikers. Here are 10 incredible moments caught on camera. Tugboats are the lifesavers of the sea. They help distressed ships out of jams and tow them safely back to shallow waters. But sometimes, emergency vehicles need saving themselves. A local man in Mission, British Columbia was enjoying a calm day of fishing. That's when he noticed something odd in the water. A barge carrying hundreds of tons of stones was about to run over a tugboat. Our fisherman pulled out his camera moments before the tugboat nearly capsized.
Tugboat's going down. Oh. He just f***ed up. No way. That was crazy. It's fucking 3 floaty. This whole piece is going down river. It's going right for the pillar.
While the tugboat was okay, they weren't out of the deep end yet. The free-floating barge was heading straight for a bridge pillar. Luckily, the barge turned in time and didn't hit the concrete. It looks like the tugboat is connected to the front part of the barge, where the number 412 is. We think they tugged a little too hard while leaving port. The barge picked up too much momentum and smashed into the tugboat. Luckily, our captain recovered and got the situation under control. The Stavropol region of southern Russia is a hilly area in the northern Caucasus mountain range. Since its founding in 1777, the region has known nothing but war. The strategic area helped Russia invade the Caucasus region in the 19th century. It changed hands several times during the Russian Civil War, and the Germans occupied it during World War II. This is all to say that Stavropol has a lot of old bullets from a bygone era of warfare, and they recycle those bullets in the most Russian way possible. There's no telling how many old bullets were inside that silo. Once they began firing, it set off a wild chain reaction. What's amazing is that it stops abruptly, like those last few kernels in a bag of microwave popcorn. Obviously, this isn't how most bullets are recycled, but it is the most interesting way to do it. Spent ammunition is as easy as recycling the cartridges for scrap metal. Unused ammo, as seen here, is a little harder. If you have unused ammo, you can always take it to the police station, your local gun range, or a hazardous waste drop-off area. Do not throw it all in a barrel and light it on fire. Baoding, China is a prefecture-level city in Hebei province. It's home to over 11 million people, with about 2 million living in the immediate metro area. In June of 2022, all 2 million experienced the wildest windstorm they'd ever seen. It was June 23rd of 2022. Powerful storms had been working their way up from southern China for a few days. In some areas, the rainfall was the heaviest it had been in 60 years. Several people across the city recorded the storm as it ripped apart trees, tore off roofs, and tortured a pair of window cleaners. Once the brunt of the storm passes, you can see how much destruction it left behind. One shot shows an entire apartment building blown over. Another shows downed wires sparking in trees. One poor guy tries pushing a decorative tree off the hood of his car. It seems pretty heavy. According to local reports, nobody was injured in the storm. It's unclear how much damage it caused, but we're guessing somewhere in the millions of dollars. Hopefully, those window cleaners were able to make it down safely. Torres del Paine National Park is full of beautiful mountains, stunning glaciers, and bright blue lakes. It is located in the southern part of Chilean Patagonia and protected by the Chilean National Forest Corporation. While they keep the park safe from poachers and pollution, there's nothing they can do about natural disasters. On May 4th of 2018, 2 hikers were traversing the park when a rumbling on the mountain caught their eye. A massive wall of snow broke free from the peak and began barreling toward them. Luckily, they were far enough away to appreciate the scene without being in any danger. We lose the main avalanche after it crests the hill, but the cloud left in its wake is extraordinary. It nearly blocks their view of the mountain. All they can see is the peak where the avalanche likely started. Avalanches like this one occur when a massive slab of snow breaks free and slides down the mountain. It shatters like glass as it races downhill. The scary part? They can reach speeds of 100 miles per hour and weigh as much as 1 million tons. According to National Geographic, 90% of North American avalanches are triggered by humans. Unless someone was climbing those mountains, this one was likely Mother Nature. Controlled demolitions require pinpoint precision. The slightest mistake can cause the job to end in tragedy. When you're dealing with demos in major cities, the stakes couldn't be higher. Take this smokestack in Shenyang, China, home to over 9 million people. On April 28th of 2014, crews rigged a 490-foot smokestack with enough explosives to bring it down. The hard part was getting the structure to fall perfectly between 2 buildings. Even a minor miscalculation would send it crashing through its neighbors. Let's see if they hit the nail on the head. Now, we'd call that a near-perfect landing. You can see where a window shattered and some debris made it into busy walking areas. Otherwise, the smokestack threaded the needle perfectly. As a precaution, they evacuated the area and stalled traffic during the demolition. Hopefully, all those apartments had their windows closed when the debris cloud passed through. Before it went down, the smokestack at the Shenyang No. 3 power plant was the tallest chimney in the city. It was replaced by a more eco-friendly chimney, which promised to improve air quality in the area. A good hotel can create lasting memories. From the pool to the room service, some of your vacation's best moments occur in the hotel. But if you were checking into this hotel in Qingyuan, China, you probably remember the check-in desk, or whatever's left of it. It was December 22nd of 2018. The staff was preparing for Christmas when, without warning, a minibus slammed through the front door and smashed into the reception desk. Maybe they were running late for their check-in. The receptionist barely jumps out of the way in time. Multiple angles show how close the bus came to hitting her. It doesn't help that she stepped in front of it before leaping away. Our driver kicks the door open like a man on a mission. He gets out, checks his neck, and takes a seat to gather himself. Now, it's unclear if he was drunk or simply lost control. Thankfully, nobody was seriously injured. The receptionist only sustained a few scrapes and bruises. Hopefully, she got an extended holiday vacation. On December 28th of 2022, a plane spotter in the UK thought something might be wrong with an incoming plane. They were landing at Bristol Airport in Somerset, England. From a distance, it looked like a dark black smoke was coming off the wings. But as the plane got closer, the avid plane spotter knew exactly what was happening. The plane wasn't in any danger at all. Instead, it was experiencing a rare phenomenon that made it look like it was drawing in the sky. Those wisps coming off the wings are called wake vortexes, or wake turbulence. All planes produce wake turbulence when flying. It forms two counter-rotating vortices that trail behind the aircraft. It's the result of planes generating lift, and when the conditions are just right, you can actually see them. The temperature drops as the pressure does. If it's humid enough, as it was on that day in England, the drop can be enough to take temperatures below the dew point. The water vapor condenses, allowing you to see the wake turbulence as the plane lands. Just because something is legal doesn't mean everyone should get to play with it. Take Tannerite, for example. It's a brand of binary explosive targets used for firearms practice. They're sold in kits containing a combination of oxidizers and fuel. And because they technically come separately, it's not regulated by the ATF. On November 8th of 2014, two Tannerite enthusiasts in Lake County, Florida decided to prank their friends with an explosive paragliding show.
Hey, he's about to shoot the Tannerite. He's in line with that 100-yard target. Okay.
That was insane.
Meet Dave and Carl. Dave loves explosives. Carl loves paragliding. Together, they orchestrated the stunt to make it look like Carl was in danger of getting struck by the barrel. In reality, the barrel never came anywhere near him. Their plan worked perfectly, and they got a few good laughs while their friends freaked out on the ground. Thankfully, Tannerite is harmless when combined and shaken up. It will only detonate from high-velocity force, like a speeding bullet. You can drop it, you can hit it with a hammer, you can even shoot it with a low-velocity shotgun. Tannerite won't explode. Of course, none of those things are recommended. Dave would tell you that himself. It rains a lot in Thailand, especially during the monsoon season. Every year, millions of people living along the riverbanks spend the rainy months on constant flood watch. Many rely on weirs, which are concrete structures meant to alter water flow and prevent flooding. On September 27th of 2023, a decades-old concrete weir finally gave way in Chaiyaphum province, Thailand. Water began eroding the sides, which caused the areas closest to the banks to collapse. While a local officer was explaining things, the situation got exponentially worse. Normally, water is supposed to crest over the concrete and continue along the river's path. But relentless storms had caused the banks to erode, allowing water to snake around the side. Now, all the water that should be going over the weir was screaming around it. It quickened the erosion process, leading to the bridge collapse. All the cracks in the road are evidence of another imminent collapse. Those people should probably move away from the weak ground. Officials said the collapse would impact 1,000 homes between 4 villages. Locals were advised to move themselves and their belongings to higher ground. "2015 was a record-breaking year for shark attacks. There were 98 reports worldwide, beating the previous record of 88 in 2000. 30 of them occurred in Florida, which is miles ahead of the competition when it comes to shark attacks. A few local fishermen learned why you shouldn't go fishing in shark-infested waters. It was March 15th of 2015. 4 dudes were out in their canoes when one of them nabbed a 10-foot bull shark. A hook in the gills is a quick way to anger one of these things. Since they were invading the bull shark's territory, it decided to fight back.
That is not like 7. That's huge. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Oh my gosh. Oh. Hold on to that thing.
Even after a few good whacks, the bull shark wasn't done. The fisherman's GoPro in the other canoe captured the attack from his first-person perspective.
I don't know. He attacked us. He literally attacked us.
In slow motion, you can see the shark's head pop out of the water and come inches from one of our fishermen. They're lucky they kept their canoes together. It made them harder to capsize. According to the guys, the shark returned a few more times before it got free from the line and swam away. Maybe they should have just let it go in the first place. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, be sure to click the link on screen now. With that, thanks for watching and be sure to tune in next time.